Welcome to another episode in my series where I investigate each Georgia county and bring y'all their most haunted location. This episode brings us to Orange Hall, located in Camden County, Georgia. Orange Hall is a significant historical mansion located in St. Mary's in Camden County, Georgia. It stands as one of the finest examples of Greek Revival architecture in the area and has a history deeply intertwined with the early development of the town. It was built around 1830, though its exact construction date is debated, with some sources suggesting it was completed closer to 1838. The mansion was designed in the Greek Revival style, which was popular in the southern United States during the early 19th century. Its grand style reflects the influence of classical Greek architecture, which was thought to embody democratic ideas and cultural advancement. It is notable for its large columns and symmetrical proportions, which makes it an iconic part of St. Mary's historical landscape. The home was originally commissioned by Reverend Horace Pratt, a Presbyterian minister who was assigned to St. Mary's, a small but thriving port town in coastal Georgia. Reverend Pratt moved to St. Mary's in the 1820s and became a prominent figure in the community. Reverend Pratt was a Presbyterian minister who lived in the 19th century and was associated with Orange Hall during a portion of its early history. He became the pastor of the St. Mary's Presbyterian Church in the mid-1800s, and he, along with his family, lived in Orange Hall, which was used as the church's parsonage at the time. Orange Hall served as a home for several ministers, and Pratt was one of its most well-known residents. Its early years were marked by tragedy as Reverend Pratt's daughter died young, possibly within the home. The exact circumstances of her death remain unclear, but local lore suggests she suffered from yellow fever, an illness that claimed her life. The grief-stricken family left an emotional imprint on the mansion. After the Pratt family left, Orange Hall changed hands multiple times throughout the 19th century. It was owned by various prominent local families, many of whom left their mark on the history of the town. During the Civil War between 1861 and 1865, St. Mary's, like much of coastal Georgia, faced turmoil. Union forces raided nearby towns and the economy suffered. However, Orange Hall survived the war without significant damage, partly due to St. Mary's relative isolation and smaller strategic importance compared to other locations along the coast. After the Civil War, Orange Hall remained a private residence but also played roles in civic life. It was occasionally used for public functions and became a notable landmark in St. Mary's. The town itself was growing at a slow pace during Reconstruction, and Orange Hall continued to represent the antebellum era's grandeur. By the early 20th century, the house had fallen into disrepair, as many large historic homes in the South did. However, its architectural significance and historical value were recognized, and local preservation efforts began in the mid-20th century. Throughout the 1900s, various efforts were made to restore and preserve Orange Hall. By the late 20th century, it had been turned into a museum and event space. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973, cementing its status as a critical piece of Georgia's heritage. Today, Orange Hall operates as a museum that reflects the history of St. Mary's and the surrounding area. It hosts public and private events, including weddings, and remains a focal point for local heritage preservation efforts. Its combination of historical significance, beautiful architecture, and haunted reputation makes it one of Camden County's most intriguing landmarks. Orange Hall has become known as one of the most haunted locations in Camden County. Its eerie reputation stems from years of unexplained paranormal occurrences that have made it a focal point for ghost hunters and local legends alike. The most persistent legend surrounding Orange Hall involves the spirit of a young girl. Local lore tells the tragic story of Reverend Pratt's daughter who died in the house during the mid-19th century. The minister's daughter reportedly fell ill and died at a young age, possibly from yellow fever, a disease that ravaged the area during that time. Following her death, many believe her spirit remained at Orange Hall. Visitors have claimed to see her spirit wandering the hallways or standing at windows looking out toward the street. The childlike figure is often described as wearing an old-fashioned white dress typical of 19th century, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Many visitors and caretakers have reported hearing unexplained sounds. The sound of a child crying, footsteps echoing through the empty mansion, and disembodied voices are among the most frequent claims. This phenomena usually occurs when the house is quiet, late at night, or when it's closed to the public. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators have documented extreme cold spots throughout Orange Hall. Several investigators have noted that the temperature changes are not consistent with the mansion's natural airflow or climate conditions, and they tend to occur near where sightings of the young girl have been reported. There have been accounts of objects unexplainably moving or being found in places where they shouldn't be. Furniture, books, and other items have been reported to shift position overnight. This type of activity is often attributed to poltergeist-like energy, although in this case it is presumed that the spirit of the young girl may be interacting with the physical environment. People walking through the mansion, particularly on the upper floors, have reported the distinct feeling of being watched or not being alone. Some individuals have described feeling a soft tug on their clothes or a gentle push, as though an invisible hand were brushing against them. This presence is often accompanied by a chilling sensation. Over the years, Orange Hall has drawn the attention of paranormal investigators and ghost hunting groups. These investigations have yielded evidence that supports the claims of hauntings, such as EVPs or unexplained visual anomalies in photographs. Many groups have recorded strange, disembodied voices or sounds within Orange Hall. Some claim to have captured the voice of a child, lending further credence to the legend of the young girl's spirit. Several visitors have reported capturing what they believe to be ghostly apparitions in their photos, especially near windows or in rooms where the young girl was said to have stayed. These images often show blurred figures or strange lights that were not visible at the time the photos were taken. Ghost hunters have also reported equipment malfunctions within the house, such as cameras or audio devices failing without explanation. These failures often happen in areas where paranormal activity is most strongly felt. People visiting on tours have occasionally felt the presence of a spirit or witnessed unexplained phenomena. Some have felt an overwhelming sadness or discomfort when entering certain rooms, especially the upstairs bedrooms. Various caretakers of Orange Hall over the years have had their own experiences, ranging from strange noises to the unmistakable feeling of another presence. Some caretakers have even refused to work alone at night due to the unnerving experiences they've had. Orange Hall's reputation as a haunted location persists, and it continues to be the place of interest for those drawn to the paranormal. The combination of tragic history and consistent reports of strange happenings have solidified its place in local folklore. The ghostly figure of the young girl in particular remains the most compelling part of the legend and is often cited as the cause of the mansion's haunted reputation. For believers and ghost hunters, Orange Hall offers a glimpse into the unknown and a chance to experience the lingering spirits of Georgia's past. That's all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, remember, next time you're alone in the dark, listen closely. You might not be as alone as you think. Follow for more chilling tales and stay haunted, my friends.